All right. I'll move this over here. All right. I'm gonna minimize this guy. Let's try this again now. I forgot to set the microphone. Because I rushed to come back. I forgot to set the microphone to here. And once you go on live, there's no way to go back and change the microphone. Yeah, that's the problem with it. So I rebooted anyway because I was having some connection issue. I don't know. I just rebooted the whole computer first. So let me go back on. Hopefully you can hear me now. It looks like you can hear me. I got the green light over here. Let me see. Audio. Well, anyway, I see the microphone light green. Anyway, she's on the phone with her friend, co-worker, whatever. They're always gossiping. Office gossip. Yeah, so when I tried earlier, what happened was well, the original stream, what happened? I don't know if you can hear me now. I hope I'm okay. The audio is okay. Yeah, the original stream, what happened was I don't know what happened. I was just talking, or suddenly the stream went. You know, I got the pop-up window saying that the stream is over. So apparently YouTube ended my stream. I don't know why they ended my stream. So they just ended my stream. And then the second time I just came on, I didn't have no audio. Somebody came on and said that my audio was. So that one was my fault. So when you first set up the live stream, you have to go through a few that So I forgot to put this microphone, the webcam microphone. That's the only microphone I have here. Unlike upstairs, I have a separate microphone. I don't have a separate microphone here. The one on the webcam is the microphone that I use. So I didn't have it on that. I had it on the rig. So there's no way to switch it back while you're doing the live. So I had to disconnect that one. So this is my third try. So I'll edit the title later on. I'll put part two and all that. But right now, this is my third. You know, and I'll be on for a little while longer because right now she's on the phone. My son is still sleeping, so I'm just gonna be on for a while. You could just talk. Yeah. So I was talking about my hotspot that I'm still waiting for the postal service to send me my second one. Well, when you buy stuff from AliExpress, normally they send it to you through Where's my package? Lately, when you buy stuff from AliExpress, they hire another courier, and it's called SpeedX. So SpeedX is pretty good lately, but the one that I ordered, the last two items, and of course I got the freaking dreaded. I'm telling you, today I'm getting the Gremlins. Today is just one of those days. I'm getting the Gremlins today. I'm just getting the Gremlins today. I'm telling you. I am just getting the Gremlins today. I'll put the box right there. And then look at that. Let's see if we can focus. Oh my god, this is crazy today. This is crazy today. It's like all these gremlins. It's like it's Gremlin Day. It's Friday. It's freaking Gremlin Day. Well, that's sharp there. Okay. Well, let's see if we can focus. There you go. So yeah, so normally SpeedX, delivers it because that's another. I guess that's a private courier now that AliExpress uses, and they sometimes deliver on Sundays. But when I went to AliExpress website and I went to orders, they turned it over to the U.S. Postal Service. And over here in Yonkers, New York, the Postal Service is awful. It used to be, when I first moved here, they were pretty good. Now they're not so good. They're not good. They're not there. Especially, yeah, they're not that good. I'm going to say they actually are awful in some areas. So the guy that usually delivers here, if he's delivering, he's okay. He knows where to put my packages at. But if they have somebody else, so it's already like 3 days. 3 days already late. I mean, the only good thing about AliExpress is that if for every day is late, you get $1 credit. You get $1 credit for each package. So it's 2 packages. So that means I already got about. Well, yesterday was a holiday, so if they don't show up today, then it's $3. So I'll have $6 credit for my next order. It's about $1. I believe it was $1 or something like that. They start giving you credit. Temu does that very well. By the way, Temu does that. Temu, if you don't get your order by a certain time, you get credits. They start giving you right away. They give you like $1 off, $1 off, $1 off. It adds up for your next order. I know Temu does that. Oh, Uzbekistan. Let me call Uzbekistan. Let me see if maybe Uzbekistan can hear me. But that's what happened with the package now. They turned it over to the U.S. Postal Service. So they're in charge of the last mile. So it got here 3 days ago, but it's still stuck in the Postal Service. So if it's not here today, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll contact AliExpress and say, listen, I haven't got my package. What's going on? It was supposed to be due already. So that's my second hotspot is coming there. My second hotspot. So I'm waiting on that one. Then once I get my second hotspot, I'll set it up over here by the windowsill. But I need to set all this up over here. I'm gonna rearrange this basement room. I'm bringing my G90 down. My Yaesu FT8 I'm gonna bring all of those down. All my radios, I'm bringing them down again. I'm gonna set up shelving for it. So, and that's gonna take time. Now, so I have a lot of work to do. All these boxes, they're gonna be gone. I'm gonna put them away somewhere. I might put them in there, in that closet. I don't know yet. Because this is wasting space right here. I need to put up some of my radios there or something. I may take down the shelving and put a big screen there. I'm thinking about that too. Maybe I'll use that wall for the big screen TV. I don't know. So I have to figure this out. I need to maximize space in this room. Because the problem is I'm using the second floor and this floor to do lives, and I can't do that anymore. I need one room to do everything. So I'm coming back down here to do all. I've been doing all my live streams down here anyway. Plus, it's more comfortable down here for me to do my live stream. Also, remember I did that video on the window pass through? So I'm gonna take that down. I'm probably gonna pass it through here, through this window. See where that screen is at? There's a window behind that. So I'm gonna take that pass through. I'm gonna have to cut it shorter and put it in here. And I'm gonna use this window as my cable pass through for all my coax. Because I can't use this window because this window I need for the air conditioner in the summertime. But this window, I'm gonna put the pass through there. So all my coax is gonna come through there. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. Through that window. That's the way I'm gonna set it up. Because I can't use this. Even though this window's closer, but I need that window for my air conditioner in the summertime. You see? My air conditioner is in that window. So that's why I'm gonna yeah. So in that window, probably by next week I'm gonna take the air conditioner out. And right now I got a piece of I got a window behind it. I just put the glass because I don't have a curtain there, so I don't want but when I take that AC out, I'm just gonna put a couple of boxes in there and cover that up now. I don't want the sunlight, whatever, whatever. But the pass through, I was even thinking about taking that window out completely and just build an area where to put the AC and maybe put the pass through on top. Maybe put the window pass through on top for the coax. Okay. So anyway, I should be able to see myself. Oh, I can see myself right here. So maybe take this window out completely, build a pass through up there, and then that way maybe even leave the air conditioner, just put a cover on it. It would be better if I had to pass through here, but the problem is there's a window. There's a window. But that window's old, and I'm thinking about leaving the AC there permanent. And then when I need a new one, I just take that one out and put a new one. That's it. I'm thinking about it. But I will have to take down. I will have to take out the windows. Both windows, just remove them completely, and then build a instead of just using a small pass-through, just build one. Cover the whole thing with a big chunk of wood. Boom. Screw it down and all that, and then. But I don't think I want to go that extreme. I think I'm gonna just leave it like that and just use the other window. Now I'll use the other window. I'll use that window. The only thing I have to run the coax through here, and that's the only thing about it. And I do have another option where. Remember my original live streams? My original live streams, I was in that corner. Right? My original live streams. But maybe I should do it from here. Like have my desk there and get rid of all of this and put a big screen TV right there. And then I have shelving on the side here. And that way, even when I bring my coax, it'll be right here, and I can have radios over here. So I have a few ideas I have to. That's why I don't want to start on. That's why I don't want to start on demoing anything yet. I need to make sure that this is gonna work, because that's a lot of work to take all this stuff down, redo all this. I'm gonna have to take down all these shelving. I'm gonna patch up obviously anywhere where there's little holes. I gotta patch all that up. Not to mention I'm gonna have to repaint. I gotta repaint all of that. I gotta repaint all these walls. And then, okay, Lebanon is calling. Let me try to get Lebanon. Let me try to get Lebanon. Lebanon from the Middle East. Let me see Lebanon. Trying to call back Lebanon. So I gotta make sure I do this, because I this is the last time I'm bringing everything back down. Remember how long it took me to get settled down up there? But like I've been talking for the last I think yesterday I was talking about it. That's right now I'm wasting space up there, and I need to clear out that room to rent it. I need to find a renter, and that's another thing. We have to go through a screening process to find a good renter. You know, you gotta find when you're renting rooms, you gotta make sure that this guy is not he's not a they say chiseler or deadbeat, whatever. Someone that's neat, not a slob, like my brother. My brother, the one that left, Eric. You know, this guy, not a smoker. I don't want a smoker in here either. No smoker. No, I don't want no smoker. So when you're renting, you got to be really screen people. You got to be careful who you rent to. I don't want a crazy person, because I had a couple of them up there. The last guy up there, there's something clearly wrong with the guy. He was really he was always screaming at himself. And the thing is, when you it's like with anybody else. You're like, for example, I know y'all can relate to this. You ever had someone work with you the first few days or the first couple of weeks? They're the most nicest person ever. Oh, this is a nice guy. He's a very mild mannered guy. He's a perker. And then when you get to know them, they're the craziest fucking guy you ever seen. Like there's something wrong with the guy. Like what happened to the guy we had up there. He was very presentable. He came with a suit, with a shirt and tie. Oh, I work over here at the I work with the I'm a what they call him. He works for like repo. He's a spotter. I don't know what people that spot the vehicles. They locate the vehicle that before they get towed. So he locates the vehicle. He gets a commission for that. I guess you get a fee for finding the vehicle, and then they call the tow truck company comes and takes it. So he's like a spotter. I don't know if that makes. I don't know what's the official. I don't know what's the official. Everybody know here? Can you put it on the? I forgot the official. I don't know if there's an official title for that. Anyway, that's what he does. He gets a list of cars he has to locate. Once he locates the car, he contacts the company to tow them. So he get a fee for that. It's like a finder's fee or something. Because I used to ask him, why don't you just get a truck and do it yourself too? He said, no, not because that's another. Some people actually do the spotting and they have a truck to just tow it away for repossession. So people that owe money in terms of to the bank or tickets. They work with the what is it? Who's in charge of the you know what is it? Parking? Not parking, but there's also anybody that owe tickets too. They usually people that owe that much money on a car, they also owe tickets. Or they also probably driving without a license. So he took, but the guy, he was always, you know. So yeah, I don't want people like that. I can't have people that are crackpots because first of all, I have a family. I have a wife and son here. I don't want this guy to be mad at the world and then take it out on us. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys that wound up shooting up a place. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with your screen. You have to be really careful on who you screen. And to do background checks on a person is very expensive. Every potential person that comes in here that wants to rent the room out. So you have maybe, and I know people are gonna say, how can you judge somebody by looking at you? Can't. You have to, you talk to them, and then I know they're gonna, because that's what happens. So like when you go to an interview, when I go to an interview, I'm not this way. I'm not gonna go to an interview and start cussing and all that. You're trying to be presentable. You're trying to be presentable, right? Same thing when they come to they want to get a they want to rent the room. They want a room. They're looking for a room. Sometimes they come very presentable. But then once the honeymoon period is over, they've been here for a couple of months. All suddenly, they're the worst tenants. They start complaining about every little thing they complain about whatever. And some people are actually there's some people that they don't stay in one place. They're serial people that get evicted serially. Like they'll live in a place for 2-3 years until they get evicted. Then they go to another place 2-3 years until they get evicted. And I had people like that. I had one person here that was like that. When he was here, he was supposed to be he's a nice guy. He always paid on time. And then all suddenly a year in, all suddenly I lost my job. So we said, okay, we'll give you time to, we didn't have to do that. We'll give you time to recover. You have at least a month of security and so on. But then it would drag on for 3 months, and by that time he's already behind the 8 ball. Forget it. It's too late. It's not easy renting. It's not easy renting to. So that's why when you talk to a potential, when they answer the ad or whatever, potential person that wants to rent here, you really have to. You're still taking a chance. Unless you do a super duper background check, which is very expensive, it's not economically feasible to do that to every person you talk to. To do a background check, it costs money to do all that. You gotta hope and pray that when the guy walks in here and he wants to rent the room, he's presentable. He has everything going on. He has a steady job. He's not a crackpot. He's not a pedophile, because that's what we had. We had one guy. He was a pedophile. He was here and at that time, of course, my wife didn't do the due diligence and all that. And then finally, the other guy, the same guy, he was a private investigator. He told me, you need to check this guy out. And when he told me that, I went in, I just Googled him. As soon as I Googled him, I found out that the guy was convicted of, he was a pedophile. He was a level 2 in this state. In this state, he was a level 2 sex offender. So I got rid of him. I said, no, you gotta go. As soon as I found that out, I got rid of him. And the guy didn't want to leave. He did not want to leave. So I had to I had to get an eviction. And evictions are not free. They cost money and they cost time. The average eviction price here in Yonkers is about $500. About $500. That means, and you pay half now and half later. So what happens is you pay at least, maybe $300. He gets served. We go to housing court. That could take, at least in Yonkers, it's a little quicker. It takes about a month or two to go to housing court. Once we go to housing court, that's it. You present your case. The judge right there decides, okay, uh, you know, he might give him another 30 days to leave, or he might give him. In our case, he gave him 1 week, exactly 1 week from the court date to leave, and he left. But before the court date, he was giving me a hard time. And the guy was trying to, he would call the police on me. He called the police on me 3 times because he said I was harassing him. He was trying to put that on record. So when we went to the housing court judge, the judge could have said, you know what, since you're harassing him, I'm not gonna evict him. I'm gonna extend it or something, But of course, he didn't tell them that he's a level 2. So my lawyer said, no. He needs to. My lawyer told his lawyer, you better tell your client, if you're gonna bring this up in court that my client's harassing you, I'm gonna bring up that you're a level 2, and that's it. It's not gonna matter. The judge is gonna say, oh, no, because I have a baby boy. That's it. So the judge is gonna say, no, you gotta go. So either way, he had to go. I guess he thought he was really gonna stick it to me with oh, I'm harassing him nonsense. So, but the judge, no. Then as soon as he told that to his attorney, he shut up because we was gonna bring it up in the courtroom right there. We're gonna say, oh, by the way, Your Honor, this guy is a level 2, and as you can see, my wife, he has a wife and kid, and they're right here in the courtroom because he told me. He said, my lawyer said, oh, by the way, bring your wife and son. Bring them up front. I want the judge to see them. That's what he said. He said, I want the judge to see all of you, family. My lawyer is smooth. He's good. He's very good. He said, no, Danny, tell your wife and son to come up here. I want them to see all of you. I want them to see your son. And as soon as I would have brought that, he would say, oh, by the way, he's a level 2. You got to protect this boy. And that was it. The judge gave him a week. You got 1 week. Be out. And then that guy, I worked him before already. Why is he? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I knew he looked familiar. The same day. Yeah, so the pedo guy, 2 years later, he came back around the neighborhood. I guess he was stalking me. I guess he never got over the fact that I evicted his ass. So he was stalking me. My neighbor told me that he was standing across the street all the way up the block. He was looking into this house. That's another thing. Sometimes you have a bad tenant and they evict it, you come back, who knows what they could do? Try to burn my house down or something. That's another thing. You got crazy people out there. So this guy apparently wanted to pick a fight with me. So I was going to the store, and all of a sudden I see him down the block with a couple of guys talking. So I crossed the street. I avoided him. And by the way, it's not that I'm afraid of him because he's a few years older than me. He's pretty frail, and if I hit him with one of these, I don't want to put him 6 feet under. So I avoided him. I said, you know what? But the problem is when I avoided him, I guess he thought that I was afraid of him. That was the problem with him, not me, with him. I guess when I avoided him, I guess to him, same thing when he was here. He would try to pick a fight with me, but I had to restrain myself because I didn't want to get hit with harassing him. I had to play by the book. You can't lay a hand on them or anything. When you go through the eviction process, you can't say anything to them because they'll go around, they'll turn it around and say that you're trying to harass them. And that's what they're trying to do. I'm giving you guys tips here. Are you homeowners out there that rent? When you're in the process of eviction, don't talk to them no more. You can't talk to them because they could use that against you. They could use all that. Say, "Oh, you're harassing them," whatever. Even so I had to leave them alone for a month and a half until we saw the judge, and he called on me for stupid reasons. He was trying to start. He was really trying to start. So I guess he saw me being restrained as a weakness. I guess he thought that I was I'm gonna say it, he thought I was a pussy. He thought I was a pussy, and I kept telling him. I said, "Listen, you don't know me, bro." I said, "Listen, 30 years ago, you know, I would have put you through that window." I told him. I told him, "Listen, you would have messed with me 30 years ago. I would have put you out that second floor window. You would have flew out that window. I would have just grabbed you, tossed you right out that window. But I'm not that guy no more. I can't be that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? You're a lot older. You got to be wiser. You got to be wiser. You can't do that." Now, when I was in my 20s, I was, I don't say I was a gangbanger, but I was borderline gangbanger. Yeah. You pay me a few bucks, I'll fucking take care of this guy for you. I was like that. I was one of those guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of those guys. A local dealer around the neighborhood told me, "Danny, this guy, whatever, go take, I hook you up." Okay. I go to him, "Hey, this guy went ping, ping, ping." That's it. Okay. There you go. Hey, I had no trouble with that back in the past. I'm not that guy no more. But let me tell you something. I've done that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've done that. So they'll tell this old guy, yeah, he's an old, idiot, pedo guy. I told him, "Listen, you don't know me the way I was 30 years ago." I said, "Listen, if you bring that beast out in me, you're gonna be sipping out of a straw. You're gonna have your jaw wide shut." You know what I'm saying? I could still, bang, hey, I still got something there, bro. You know. So I guess he came back 2 years later. He's following me. He's following me to my house. Oh, and you could tell he's lit up. He's drinking. "Oh, who the hell you think you are?" And I told him, "Listen, you're not supposed to be here. Yeah, I'm gonna call the police on you. You better leave." He followed me all the way to the front of my house. He starts banging my door. As soon as I came inside, I told my wife, "Call the police. This guy's here." He started getting back. So I said, "You know what? Enough is enough." I went outside and I told him, I said, "Listen, do not come near my door again." And I gave him a warning. I said, "Listen, you need to back up. You need to back up." And he took a swing at me. I said, "Oh, you took a swing at me." So I lured him out to the street, right in the middle of the street right there. And I told him, "You need to back up. You need to go. I already called the police." He took a swing at me. And I said, "Okay, you took a, okay, well, here you go. You missed. Telegraph. Bang! Bang! That's it. The man flew like 20 feet. I hit him so hard, I thought I killed him. I hit him so hard. I hit him with everything. You understand? I had all that vent of frustration from that man for 2.5 years. For 2 years. because I couldn't touch him when he was in here, and I just don't like the guy and everything. Everything look, all that kinetic energy got channeled into that fist, and I wanted to go right through his face. Anyway, I got him right here. I got him like right here, right here. Excuse me. Open gash. He went down. He didn't get up for about 30 minutes. He was groggy on the floor. Ooh, ooh. And my brother ever came down. He said, "Yo, Danny, what happened?" I said, "He's all right." I said, "I don't know. Let me go check up on it." So he's laid out on the floor, and I'm going, "You okay?" He's like, he doesn't answer. So I went, "You okay?" Oh, okay. Now he's okay. I went, "You okay?" He don't want to answer, right? My brother's right there. He's like, "Yo, he's okay." I said, "Let me check." Oh, he went. I said, "Yeah, he's okay. He could talk." So then he's there for another 45 minutes. I already called, the police still taking their freaking time. Police here is a joke, taking their sweet time. Finally, the paramedics come here. An hour later, they come here. They scrape him off the curb. He's like, uh, uh. So the paramedic was talking, and I said, no, I had to give him one of these because and I told him what happened. He started it. He, took a swing at me a couple of times. And I said, enough is enough. That's it. I got to defend myself. One punch, bro. Bing! I say, I'm telling you. I never seen him to this day. He never came back to this neighborhood. I have not seen him anywhere. Supposedly he lives down by the county line. He's near the county line now. He lives down there somewhere. His last known address. Never come around here again. Because I'm gonna finish him this time. I'm not gonna be nice this time. I'm not gonna just give him one blow. I'm gonna wail on him until God forbid. I don't want to be like a Daniel Penny going to court for this bum. That's what happened to Daniel Penny. He's going through all this shit for a fucking bum that was on the subway. For a fucking bum. The man, going through all this shit. For a bum that was harassing passengers. Same thing with him. I don't want to kill this bum. But let me tell you something. I thought I killed him. I thought I killed him in one punch. Because, he's like, okay. Because he's, first of all, he's looking up. He's like, yeah, good, fuck you up, man. I say, yeah, you missed, pick ahead. Bing! That's it. Bing with a jab. Bing! That man went down like a house of cards. He went down like this. He melted. He went, ugh. His legs turned into this. In jello. He went, I'm telling you. This is why after all that happened, I was reluctant to start renting again. Because you got characters like that out there and you don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Then now you got migrants. That's another thing now. We have migrants. The city, I don't know about New York, because I know in New York City, they want to pay you $100. I think it's $100 a day. $100 a day to rent your place to a migrant. $100 a day. As tempting as that sound, $100 a day. So that's why $700 a week. Man, I could use. We could use. Who can't use $700 a week? $2,800 a month. But the problem is the headache. Because most likely they're gonna be, you know. You see what I'm saying? I know in New York City they're offering that. because the hotels, you understand, they rather pay you. They rather pay you $100 a day because you're cheaper than a hotel. You know how much? You know how much is a hotel in Manhattan? You know, in middle of Manhattan, right? New York City, middle of Manhattan, a hotel room is like $500 a night. Like 3 to 400, 3 to 500, and I'm not talking about the top of the line hotel. I'm talking about you know uh mid-level hotel, $300 or $400, $500 a night. That's what they're staying at. They're staying in those hotels. So it's cheaper for them to pay someone like me to bring them in this house, bring a migrant here, and pay me $100 a day. You know, but you got to be careful. I don't. I may get a migrant. I may say, you know what? I'll take a chance on a migrant. I'll say, you know what? Yeah, you know what? $100 a day. I want. I may do that, but I don't know. I don't. It's scary. I don't want nobody with a MS-13 guy, MS-13 guy living upstairs. You gotta be careful. But that's what they're offering, $100 a day, $150. I think it was up to $150 a day if you house a migrant. I think its priority is family. I believe it's family. So you gotta have So it would have to be the. I don't know about a single room, but I know apartment. I think is $150 a day or something. I don't know. Up to I forgot what. But a room also. But I don't. My wife and I we talked about it, but I was like, I don't know if I want that. Yeah, that's really taking a risk. And I'm not saying they're all bad. They're not. I'm mean, I know I say here I rant about stuff like that. Most for the most part, most of them, they really just want a better life. I get that. The problem is that they let them all in, then invest for them. They're not vetted. That's the problem. That's the big problem is you're not vetting them. So it's more of a crapshoot now. That you know, you know what I mean. Unless he's an older guy like my age, middle age of 50ish, approaching 60. I could say, yeah, I don't think this guy's a gangbanger. I don't think he's he just wants to work. He just wants to come over here, get a job, send money back to his family, maybe eventually, bring the rest of his family. But them young guys, I don't know. The younger guys, nah, I would be like, nah, bro. Sorry, man, it's vacant, bro. It's vacant. Because my neighbor across the street, he went through that. He rented out to this young couple, young Dominican couple. And I told him, I looked at him and I was like, when I saw the Dominican moving in there, I said, I just shook my head. I went, wait, you give it a couple of days. You're gonna hear that music, you know. You're gonna hear the merengue and all that. No, like within a few days, they were in front of the house across the street, my house. They were in front of my house. I went outside. I'm like, no. Yeah, y'all can't be hanging out in front of my house with that. Y'all need to go across the street. That's what you live over there, right? Go party over there. You don't party over here. Go party over there. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was getting." He started apologizing right there. The owner. He was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know what I got into. They'll be up all night." And I was like, I told him, I said, because they're a young couple. And they started bringing their friends. The minute they moved there, all their friends started coming over. It was in and out all day, all night. You hear them up there talking. Her friends would come over. His friends come over, in and out of the house all day. And then you hear. I told him, I said, I told him, listen, I'm sorry. I know people are gonna say that's That's housing discrimination. No, 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 no. Is it? I got the right. Okay, I'm gonna say I got the fucking right to pick whoever I want to fucking pick to live in my house. Okay, I don't want to hear that housing discrimination. You could tell. There's ways you could tell. These are young kids. They like to party. Nah, bro, go find another place. That's it. I don't care. I gotta say like it is. I don't care. Politically not politically incorrect. That's right. I don't care. Oh, you should give them a chance. Yeah, I would, but when you've been burned quite a few times with that, nah, I'm sorry, bro. Because that's the way they come out. Oh, it's a young couple. They're starting out. They give them a chance. Maybe they're saving up to buy a house. Nah, within when they moved in there, no, like within 4 days, they were pumping up the music. They were playing their merengue. Then they came across the street in front of my driveway. They were dancing in front of my house. The cars were blocking my driveway. They party in front of my house. I was like, no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. I went outside. I said, no, no, you need to go. And they had a grill. They had a grill out there. They had a grill in the street. They closed up like the whole that dead end. They took over that dead end. Party with a freaking little grill, one of them cheap grills, them ghetto grills. Got the ghetto grill out there, and they're like, I was like, no, 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 no. And I told him, I said, you see? I told him, oh, good, I told him, no, no, no. I don't care. People say, oh, but that's being judgmental. No, I'm being judgmental. I grew up around, I'm Puerto Rican. I grew up around Dominicans. I know how we are. Even Puerto Ricans, I know how they are. When you give them too much, especially young couples, young people, man, they'll abuse that. They'll abuse that. They'll abuse the hell out of your trust. They'll abuse it, boy. If I didn't say anything out there, the next day they would have done it again. They would have been camping out in front of my house every day. You crazy? They would have been camping out every day in front of my house. Partying like it's 1999, whatever. Nah, that's why you gotta, I went out there and said, no, no, no. Yeah, you can't do. They looked at me like, I said, no, no, I'm sorry. You know what? I can't. If I allow this to happen, you're gonna come back the next day. You're gonna double down on it. They're gonna double down. They're gonna triple down on that. Then they're gonna leave bottles all over in front of my house. They're gonna litter. Smoking weed. Nah. Yeah, none of that. Forget it. You gotta cut it off right there. So yeah. So when I came out there, he said he just took his head across the street. He knew he fucked up. He knew he fucked up. He said he was like, and then he spoke to me and I was like, I didn't say I told you so, but I said, nah, this is why. I told him this is why when I see young people, I see Dominican, I say, listen, you gotta be careful, bro. You gotta be careful because they'll set up shop up there. And they were going in and out. I figured they were selling weed. At one point, I figured they were selling weed because they were no lie, 24/7, 2 in the morning. They were going in and out there, in and out of the apartment. Nothing happens good around after midnight if you're going back and forth. And his dog is barking all the whole day now because his dog hears all that all day. So the dog is stressed out now because the dog hears all that upstairs. So I told him, I said, you see, I told him, you can't. I tell you can't have people up there that are gonna be partying all freaking day. It's not gonna work. So finally, I think after almost a year, and I told people, I said they're not gonna last a year. Watch. I told my wife, I said they're not gonna last a year here. The way they're going, now they're gonna less than a year. You got rid of them. They trashed this place. When they left, he told me, he said, no, they trashed the place. They trashed his place. His cabinets were ruined, kitchen cabinets. Let me see something. My if it's low. Let me try something. Hold on. Yeah, they trashed this place. Let me try again. All right, it's about there. I think your conditions are like, yeah, they trashed this place. He had to read. He had to put new cabinet, a new cabinet thing, new cabinet. He had to. I know he told me they wrecked his. I think even the bathroom. Anyway, they wrecked this place. I don't know they did. And he told me there was trash all over the place. Anyway, they wrecked this place because they stopped paying him. I remember they stopped paying him like halfway through. I think they wound up owing him like 7 months. So they was there for about a year. So they paid the first 5 months. They covered it. After that, 7 months they stopped paying him. So he wound up taking them to court. They got evicted, and he owed them like 7 months rent. It was like 7 months. They fell behind. He took them to court, and they got evicted. And he said, "Oh, I took them to collection." I said, "Good luck trying to get that money. You're not gonna see that money." And he said, "So they lived free for 7 months, and they wrecked this place." That's why you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful with tenants. Hello, Tasso. I got disconnected earlier, so this is part 2. When you said it was buffering, I think it was, you said or something. Right after that, I got disconnected. YouTube just disconnected my live stream. So this is part 2. And I guess, I don't know if they're getting ready upstairs. I heard the alarm. I'm gonna go upstairs and check on them again. Because I'm waiting for them. So we can leave. So I'm just here talking about, renting and all that. So I'm here talking about renting and bad tenants and all that. Horrible tenants I had in the past. And my neighbor, of course, he had a shared tenants. Yeah, so it's not easy. There's a YouTube channel that I don't watch them anymore, but I used to watch them years ago. It's called The Shay Show. It's called The Shay Show. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. This guy contacted me. I'll click on this guy. So it's called The Shay Show. He's from Detroit. So what happens is, Detroit is very depressed area right now. But you can buy, on the Shay, in Detroit, you can buy very cheap property in a place like Detroit, right? They need fixing up. But the area is basically the area is, nobody wants to live there. But some, people all around the world buy property in Detroit. So they hire him to be the property manager. So they hire this guy to be the property manager. So he goes in there because he first of all, he has to deal with squatters. All those houses that have been empty there for years, they all got squatters. They got squatters. So he goes in there right away. He finds squatters. Okay, you gotta go. He goes and he be packing. He be packing. He has license. He pack. But he's a property manager. That's what they call him, property manager. And he's an African American guy. Um, people all around the world that own property, they hire him to keep an eye on the property because they don't live there. They live in, like, one guy that they burned down his house. He lives in Israel. He's from Israel, so he hired him to be the property man. So he went to take a look at his house. Though he just bought the house in Detroit, so they had squatters in there, and they were growing weed inside the house. They had that as a weed, as a weed farm, whatever you want to call that. So he evicted them. He called the police. The police came. They took all the police came. They took all the pots, all the marijuana pots. So they were down. They were down the block, or the people that he just got rid of. As soon as he left, they burned down that house. They set fire to that house. They went in there and said, "Okay, you got rid of us squatters. We're gonna burn down your house." They burned down his house. They burned down the house. So that's the way that the intro. When you go to the Shay Show, it's called the Shay Show. I'm gonna type the title here. I hate when this thing doesn't. Jesus Christ, I hate this thing. I'm gonna keep it like this. The Shay, like Shea Stadium, the Shay Show. Check out that channel. So the intro is that he evicted those people. He got rid of those squatters. They burned down the guy's house. So that's what you deal with. That's what you deal with. When you're a property manager, you got to deal with all. So imagine people that don't pay rent. You got to you got to go to court. You got to evict these people. If you got squatters, oh my God. So oh, I want to get to real estate investing. I said, you don't know what you're getting into. It's not real estate investing. There's two type of real estate investing. You got people that buy a house, they fix it up and they flip it. Right? You got those people. And you got people that buy a house, they want to rent it out to somebody else and they get income. They get income. I don't, it sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not sure about Steve Leto. But so the ones that they rent out and they want income, that sounds good, but it's not as easy as it looks because if the tenant that you're renting out is a deadbeat, is a slob, is a hood rat, it's gonna cost you more money to because they're not gonna pay after a couple of months because a lot of them are like that. That's how they I just told you earlier. Serial um you know serial deadbeat tenants. These are tenants that go around. They'll live in a place for 5 months and then they'll say, "Oh, I don't like," and they start complaining. They don't pay. They wind up staying there for another 6 months. By the time you take them to court, they've been there for a year now. So they already milked. They already got you on there, and they don't care about their credit rating, and they don't care about all that. They don't care about. They'll stay there. They have no shame in their game. They'll stay there 6 months, a year, fighting the case, and then finally, by the time you get rid of them, they live rent free in your house. By the way, using all your utilities and all that for who knows a year, and then they leave, and sometimes they'll trash the place when they leave too. So you got to deal with all that. And remember COVID? Remember the state mandate that nobody couldn't get evicted? So for almost 2 years, you couldn't evict anybody for any reason. Remember that? So you got people that lived in those houses. You got people that lived in houses. You got people that live rent free for almost 3 years in this state. Almost maybe 3 years, at least 2 years rent free because they use the system. Well, we can't leave because of COVID. Ain't nobody gonna give us ain't no housing out there, ain't no jobs out there. Laquita and Tanisha, you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, ain't gonna leave because it's COVID out there. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. You know what I mean? So they're gonna milk the system. They're gonna milk the system. They're gonna milk the system like nobody's business, and you're stuck with that person. You're stuck with them. You can't get rid of them until finally you go to court, and then the judge orders them to leave. That's the only way you get rid of them, and that's why, especially after COVID, and then when my brother left, and that's when we stopped renting because they didn't want to go through that nonsense no more. They don't want to go through that nonsense. You know, my neighbor across the street, after they left, he rented out to another family, and they were Mexican, and the same thing. Within the first month they were okay. You didn't see them at all. They were quiet. By the second or third month, all of a sudden they're hanging out in front of my house. They're hanging out in front of my house playing music. I'm like, yo, what you doing, bro? You can't be in front of my house playing music. Go across the street. It happened again. I would be like, yo, why you here? Go across the street. You live over there. Why you coming to my side? And then I told him, I said, yo, what's wrong with your tenants, bro? Why they hang out in front of my house? They live over there. Why can't they be in front of your house? And then that lasted about a year, and he got rid of them. And they did the same thing. For the first, they did the same thing to him. He didn't learn his lesson. He didn't. I told him, I said, listen, you need to stop taking young. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say, you need to. You need. I'm sorry, I know it's profiling. No, at some point you have to do some profiling. So he took young. It was two women. You know, so of course both serial daters. I'm putting in mildly. Two women serial daters. So you know what that means, right? Men are going in and out of the house. Men are going in and out of the house. One has two baby daddies. Her big kid, and she just popped one. She just popped another one. Two baby daddies, and there's a third guy that comes around. He's an older guy. I guess that's a sugar daddy. I told him, yo, you didn't learn, did you? And then the mother comes around. The mother is she's like my age, wearing shorts of her butt crack. Like, lady, like, put on some clothes. So you can see, like, oh, I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree, you know, you know, you know, you know, slut mother, slut daughter. Okay, there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see where they got their skills. Cause when the mom come around, and then she come around with a young guy. So I'm like, so they're all professional, I guess. Professional, gold diggers. So I told the guy, I said, yo, bro, you really suck at picking tenants, bro. I thought we had bad luck. So they lasted a year. Another year went by. Finally, they got rid of them. And they trashed his place too. Again, he got his place trashed. Because they were slobs. And I had it out with them. They had it out with them to the point where they called the police on me. They said that I was, And I told them, I said, no, listen, officer, they're not supposed to be hanging in front of my house. They could park their car in front of the house, but go back to your house. Why you got to stay in front of my house at 1 a.m, chatting it up, drinking in front of my house? No, they're loitering. So ever since that day, because I don't hold back, bro. You know me, I don't hold back, bro. I let them know. I said, listen, bro, don't be in front of my house. I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. You know. You try to deal with diplomacy, but after a while, they just don't listen. They don't listen. It's like they have amnesia, selective remembering. You know, don't hang in front of my house playing music. You live across the street, go do it over there. Why you in front of my house? Blocking my driveway too. Like they got the audacity. Let me go upstairs. I hear my son. Let me see where we're going. Let's see, we're leaving. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. 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 Alrighty. Showtime. All right. All right. It's showtime. We're anyway. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm going to go out and about time. All right. Let me hold this. I'm going to go out another hour, so I'll combine. Wow. 4 hours maybe. I don't know what the hell it was today. Yeah, I'm gonna go out now. I gotta go to Home Depot. Gotta pick up some material. We gotta seal that thing over here. And I gotta pick up some material, and then we're gonna go food shopping. So Tasso, hope you feel better. I know you just got that wisdom tooth out, and I don't know who else is in here. So thank you for watching. Um, Gilles is gonna do his live stream tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the chat tomorrow. I'm heading off to Home Depot. So everybody, thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Yeah, have a good weekend. Have a good Friday. Enjoy. Peace.